Okay, you guys, today is a big day because it's the winter solstice, first day of winter, and a bunch of astrological stuff is going down. My friend who's really into astrology posted on her story, let me look at it again. Today's the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the winter solstice. So basically, it's like the closest that Saturn and Jupiter have appeared in centuries. So it's like the best day to start something new, and it's like a shift of kind of a new era. It said very dramatic words.
AKA the literal best
That's
day
not her,
throughout
but
this entire year 2023 to start something that you want to grow in the long term.
Kind of like the pressure of New Year's Day where everyone's like, okay, I need to start my year on a great foot and do all these big things. And I'm like not even fully into this, but I'm like, part of me is saying, maybe you should be. So it specifically says 9:17 a.m. and 2:06 p.m. are like important times to be doing something. So it's 9:01 right now. We have 16 minutes until this big moment that's probably going to be anticlimactic, but you know. So what I'm going to do is use this morning to really reflect on the past year and kind of like gather my thoughts about it and kind of set, you know, goals, visions, ideas for next year and where I see myself and what I want to work towards. So I thought this would be a good time for that. It's a time of reflection or something. We're recording a podcast about reflecting on 2020 next week, so I want to be ready for that anyway. But I thought it'd be fun to do it on the vlog and kind of talk with you guys. I did a whole video at the beginning of 2020 when I first announced that I wasn't looking for another job to replace UNICEF when my contract was up, and that I wanted to take some time for myself, work for myself, do my own thing, travel, lol. And then I went through and I filled out in my planner. I get questions about this a lot, but this is just from Target. It's the Day Designer from Target. It just says 2021 planner on it, and I do, or this is 2020, but I do know that they sell the same one. I was there and I saw they had a 2021. Exactly the same if you want to get it, but they have the first page is like start with the big picture. The big picture is a combination of your dreams, ideas about the life you want to live, and vision of what the upcoming year could be. So I kind of like sketched out some big ideas that I narrowed into more like little things I wanted to do, and there were a bunch of goals over here, so I did that and I talked through it in that video. So I kind of wanted to just reflect on it now. I mean, obviously this year went like nowhere that anyone planned, so it's like kind of funny to look back on what your big plans for 2020 were. Who knows what the next year is going to bring, because we all know that the state of the world is not going to magically cure itself overnight on January 1st. You know, it's still good to have ideas and goals and visions. I'd say like big ideas to work towards, even if you're not setting yourself up for like very specific things that might disappoint you if they don't pan out. So the first big idea I wrote down was explore and expand, and after that I just wrote new places, new faces, new experiences. From that I wanted to have like a monthly bucket list, because I did that for my vlogmas last December actually when I was in New York for the first time, and I made an entire bucket list of all the things I wanted to do for my first December in New York, and I found that so fun and so motivating, and I wanted to start doing that more. I looked at this like I was coming out of, you know, being at UNICEF for a few months, doing the same thing every day. I felt kind of confined in that cubicle life, which I'm not saying like all office jobs feel like that. It was just what I was doing, and I've talked about this. I was just stuck in a very repetitive rut, it felt like, and I wasn't like that excited about the work and stuff. So to me, I was like, I just want to get out and break free of this and go out and do all these new things and meet all these new people. Actually, I'm not even looking at my screen, so I'm gonna take these off. I've talked about this in the past, but one thing that I did kind of talk about that I had noticed as a pattern in my life, and I'm not sure that it applies to other people, but a lot of people said that they like resonated with it, so when I shared it 2 years ago, but I've noticed that my years kind of go on a pendulum of a year of growth where I'm moving and doing a bunch of new things and meeting new people and growing and learning about myself, and then it'll swing back and it'll get to a year of refinement where I kind of like sit down and figure out my priorities and chip away at that big year of growth and what's important for me to hold on to and put my energy into and refine into the most like key parts of my life. Coming out of 2019 and going into 2020, I really wanted it to be this big year of growth where I was like, you know, going out on my own and working for myself and had all this freedom to do what I wanted and travel and learn about myself and all this stuff. And what 2020 really turned out to be was a year of refinement for me, where I really had to take stock about what's important, and I think a lot of people did. Like, it wasn't like I was able to go out and meet a bunch of new people and do a bunch of new things necessarily. I was more like spending quality time with closer people in my life and not fostering those relationships, and, you know, learning what I did and didn't like career-wise and what I want to do in the future. When I look back, 2019 definitely was a year of growth for me. That was the year that I, you know, got my master's degree and lived in Europe for the summer and moved to New York spontaneously. 2020 was, in a way that snuck up on me, kind of swinging back and saying like, okay, put on the brakes and like figure out what out of this is the most important. That being said, I feel like I can't necessarily project, and obviously those things don't run on a calendar of like, oh, it's January 1st, time to refine, you know what I mean? But that's just what I've noticed in life in general terms. I'm definitely looking forward to 2021, and not necessarily in the sense of like grabbing my passport and exploring a bunch of new countries, but in the sense of, you know, growing again and doing and embracing new experiences and trying to expand and learn more in the way that I can. I was like so bent on this explore, expand, do new things, and that wasn't necessarily what I needed or what was coming. It's just one bullet point and my camera's already dying, so I need to keep going. The next is simplify, which is so funny because that's like complete opposite of what I just said. Simplify, which I said downsize and prioritize, clean out apartment, donate clothes, reduce waste. This was like kind of focused just on my living space and everything. I feel like I did simplify a lot of things in life and downsize and prioritize, but in much different ways, not necessarily in my closet. The next point was engage, and under that I wrote involve community, and some bullet points were engage with social media, become more involved in groups, like find smaller communities, I think, engage in more valuable discussions. Definitely think I did that to an extent, but also I kind of this year learned to protect myself more and engage with myself and listen to what I really need. Engaged more meaningfully, I would say, with smaller numbers of people and with myself, if that makes sense. And the last one is the elusive fulfill. Find meaning, consume mindfully, learn new things, be careful with where I put my time and energy. And I definitely still, and the last one is defy or diversify where I find fulfillment. And I definitely think I still struggle with this, and I feel like maybe I always will, because where you find fulfillment and everything is always changing. Being careful with where I put my time and energy. I think 2020 kind of forced a lot of us to do that because, you know, we're not living this like fast-paced, bustling hustle culture life of like commuting over here and going to meet all these people here after work and blah blah blah, like just running on the hamster wheel. Like, we had to slow down, and I think I definitely like learned and prioritized where I was putting my time and energy and where I want to going forward. But again, it just looks different than I expected. Okay, my camera battery died and now it is 9:16, and I think what I'm gonna do is just spend the time listening to music and just start journaling. Okay, 9:17 passed, but it felt good to be writing, so I'm just gonna keep going. You guys. Oh my god. Okay, that was too weird. I was just offered a job at 9:19 a.m. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, Taylor, it's enough out of you. I really don't want this to be like super cheesy, but when I was reading all that stuff about this convergence and Saturn and all of this, part of me was like, this sounds like everything that would happen that I've been craving, of starting a new job and finally like finding some sort of direction with that. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, I feel like I need to collect my thoughts. I feel like I've been through so many letdowns and rejections and frustrations that I've just trained myself to not get my hopes up for a lot of things that I've been like applying myself and trying to get and getting invested in. This was the one that I actually talked about when I did the interview, and I was like not so sure about it. Oh my god, oh my god. This is too much for me, this winter solstice and shit. Like, maybe I'll have to start believing in astrology. I needed to take a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that, like, that was probably so chaotic. That clip of me, like, just first getting that email, because I was so not expecting it and caught off guard, and I was already filming. Again, I feel like most people, when they announce something like, oh, I got a new job, or I'm starting this thing, or I'm moving, like, they kind of collect their thoughts, sit down and have like a sit down video announcing it, and plan out how they're going to explain it and what details they're going to allow and everything, which I definitely don't have. And I know a lot of you probably have a lot of questions at this time that I'm going to wait to answer, because I do want some time to collect my thoughts. I went and talked to my parents for a while and just got really excited, and it isn't like the official offer yet. He said it's an informal offer because I have to send in some paperwork and they have to check my work authorization before it's like the formal offer. So that's why I'm not going to say what it is, what I'm doing, the details yet, but it is in New York and it is like remote at first. So that's what I'll say now, and I will tell you more later. So I'm sorry, because that's probably so frustrating, because I'm sure you're all curious. I would be too if I was watching. Super exciting. Not what I thought this video was gonna be, but anyway, so I was just reading through my goals that I set, and those were my big idea things I talked about earlier. And I also have a page called Set Your Goals, and I did want to talk about these because I posted a picture on my Instagram story, because it is funny how I accomplished these things without trying necessarily, or it was like not in the way that I thought. Again, I wrote these like beginning of January 2020, and I didn't like revisit them through the year. And also, I'm someone who sets goals. If you listen to our podcast, we talked about it in the 5-year plan episode, is the way that I envision the future and set goals for myself is I set very vague things. Like, I don't say I'm going to reach this exact number of subscribers or save this much money, or I like to keep things a little more general, because things don't always pan out the way you expect, and it sets yourself up for disappointment if you have very specific things and then other things that you might not even have control over get in the way and you don't get that exact number. There's a few categories. The first one is personal goals, and my first one was just spend more time with family. Which God knows I have, because I have spent way more time with my family than I ever thought I would, again, which is great, and I've loved every minute of it. The next one is push my limits in fitness, continuously challenge myself, which I definitely don't know if I have. Fitness has not been my #1 priority this year, but I have challenged myself in like the way that I see fitness and expanding my idea and definition of it, rather than just like going to the gym, lifting weights, you know, sweating, blah blah blah. Like, I've definitely like tried new home workouts and gotten into running and just expanded my definitions of it, I guess. So I think that is challenging myself just in different ways than I thought. And then the next one's kind of tough. It's more new places, new faces, new hobbies, and new lessons. I just wanted like all of these new experiences at once. So I wouldn't say that that one's really reached. Quarantine was definitely a new experience. So the next category is family, friends, and relationship goals. And I wrote again, visit family and be involved with house selling. And we did sell our house this year, and I definitely visited, and I got to go there and see it before they sold the stuff and before it was sold. And then this is where it gets interesting. I said about friends and relationships, quality over quantity, pour more into close relationships, which I think has been so key for 2020, is really putting more effort into those close relationships you already have and fostering those. The next one is reconnect, fight the out of sight, out of mind trap. And I definitely think that has happened. Next is heart and spirit goals. So I said focus on stronger commitments and deeper connections. Again, I don't know about stronger commitments necessarily. Next is find meaning and fulfillment in multiple outlets. So again, I kind of touched on that's like still an ongoing challenge for me. I've definitely found more fulfillment in things outside of like work and productivity this year. And then the last one, this is where it gets like more specific, which is interesting because I'll read them first. It's work, career, or study goals. And I said join a co-working space, which I did in February. I'm not like a member there now because it's closed, I think. And then the second one is start a podcast and make merch. And we did both of those things, which is so crazy to think about, because it's, if it weren't for the quarantine situation, I don't know if we would have gotten around to it. Finally, it was create more of a discernible community, and I definitely think I did that in personal relationships and friendships and stuff. So I was just saying and thinking to myself, reflecting on these, like, it's funny how I forgot that I even set some of these goals and I accomplished them, but in such a different way than I pictured when I first wrote it down. So I don't know, it's just an interesting time to reflect on this year in 2020 and where it's taken you and the detours. And not that I'm trying to like paint it in this like positive pretty light, because that's not the case, and a lot of tragedy has happened this year, but it is important to look at kind of like where you've grown and opportunities that presented themselves this year that you wouldn't have had otherwise too. Anyway, I am going to send in some of this paperwork, and I think I'll write my 2021 goals later, but oh man, this morning has just been a whirlwind already, and I feel like I've been talking forever about this. I'll link the video down below that I initially did reading those goals and kind of like my thoughts and feelings about it then in the moment. I actually haven't watched it yet, but maybe I should do that. Cheers to that. Okay, paperwork time. It's not the same. Things kind of get uprooted, which I can imagine is super challenging.
Stuff happened with their families, and so
I need to pick up something for my brother for Christmas. I'm treating myself to a coffee as if I wouldn't on a normal day, but you know. Good news today, solstice today. I really can't complain. I want to swing by Trader Joe's and get a few things also. So, coffee time. The mountains are completely covered in clouds up there. I wonder if they're getting a bunch of snow today. It's supposed to rain off and on here today, but it is completely clear out. It's beautiful. Look at these bags, aren't they cute? Nice. I've seen these there and I haven't tried them before. Grainless cassava and coconut tortilla chips. Gluten-free.
Interesting.
Trader Joe's has their own gluten-free cornbread mix. So I got another one. We can make it whenever we want. Oh, this is what I got to have with the chips. What I've been wanting to try is the cowboy caviar. I told you to look for this, remember?
Oh yeah.
It's with the salsa, not with the dips.
Oh.
Caramelized onion dip. I felt like you would really like this.
Oh, that sounds good.
I know, so we should try that too with the chips.
I'm surprised I got that.
This is filled to the brim, people.
Yeah?
This is good. Come try.
Those chips are real good. And that's the granulous ones, huh? Huh.
I am fine for all of you guys. So that time alone is so crucial.
Perks of getting the 6-pack of Billy Bones. What is with the Bachelor and freaking like ice baths or hot tubs in cold places? What?
Fill my head with pieces of a song I can't get out.
11:30 p.m. and I am writing some manifestations. I don't really think they're manifestations. I'm not really good at manifesting. The way I'm doing it is like you start each sentence with I am. So like as if you're already doing something. So that's kind of like what makes it a manifestation, but just like what I want to be doing, exuding, and like how I see myself in 2021. I filled these 2 pages thing. I'm gonna keep going. Hello everyone, this is just a quick clip that I wanted to get of me trying the Alani Nu watermelon wave. It's the next day now, and I honestly wasn't even planning on vlogging today. All I've done is edited a video, sat at my desk doing work, paperwork, and then I finished wrapping my presents. And I'm about to go on a run, but I just like am tired and not feeling it. So I decided it'd be a good time to try this. I don't expect that I'll drink the whole thing. It's kind of a lot of liquid. No added sugar. It's 200 milligrams of caffeine, which I think is like excessive. Isn't a cup of coffee like 80? So I'll probably have half. Yeah, that's what we're up to. So here we go. I gotta say, I'm not an energy drink person. Like, I don't even think I've tried most energy drinks besides Red Bull. I like sugar-free Red Bull like once in a blue moon. It smells fruity. It smells like Smart Sweets kind of. So I don't have high hopes, not because of them, but because of me. It's not you, it's me. Ooh. It's a lot. It definitely has like a Smarties vibe. I'm not really getting much watermelon from it. Also, like the carbonation just hit me in the face because I'm kind of weak with carbonation too. Yeah, that's what it tastes like, is Smarties. It definitely doesn't taste like too fake sugary to me. Let me know what your favorite flavor is if you do like these Alani Nu energy drinks. I almost got Hawaiian shaved ice, which I have in their pre-workout and I really like, but I was worried it might taste kind of like pineapple-y, and that's not my favorite, so I decided to go with watermelon. I know you guys are probably still waiting for more of an explanation on the job thing, but I haven't exactly collected my thoughts on how much I want to say now and what I want to explain. So I'm sorry if it's really annoying, but what I think I'm gonna do at this point is, he already responded and he's like, great, we'll get this like paperwork going, and happy holidays, I'll let you know when it's all finalized, and we're happy to have you, can't wait to start working with you, or whatever, that kind of email. And so I think I'm gonna wait to explain what it is and give the details until that's formal and finalized. But I will say my start date is not until the end of January. So I have till January 25th, that's when I start. That's honestly a little bit of a relief for me, because that gives me more of a window to go back to New York, you know, quarantine there. I mean, obviously I could be working while I'm quarantining and stuff. It gives me some time to look for apartments and decide what I'm gonna do about moving. It is such relief. And now it's like in my downtime now, I would normally be like applying to a ton of jobs. But now I'm just watching Vlogmas. And so yeah, I'm not sure when that'll be, but I appreciate your patience with me. And I'm just really excited to share it with you when I can. What's up, you guys? Merry Christmas Eve. It is the day before Christmas today, and I'm thinking I'll probably just make this like the final Vlogmas vlog and upload it probably the day after Christmas. So I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas, and if you were able to spend it with any loved ones, cherish the time, did some Zooms, all the above. I did not vlog a single clip yesterday, the day before Christmas Eve, if you will. I have had the worst neck pain. Like when I came back from my run the day before yesterday, the day that I tried that energy drink, I came back from my run, I had stopped to like go walk up and see some deer by the water, and then I turned around and I just felt like that movement. I got this big crick in my neck, and I've been getting them like way more. Like if you remember, I got the first one when I was in LA at my sister's apartment, and I thought it was like maybe sleeping on her bed or something, and then I got another one here like a couple weeks ago, the beginning of Vlogmas, and then this one out of nowhere at the end of my run. And yesterday it was so bad, like I could barely move my head and it hurt so bad, and I like couldn't sleep. So me being dramatic. Anyway, I just literally all day was relaxing, had this hot pad on the back of it, and it's better today. It's definitely still there, but I can move it and it feels much better. Yeah, I just didn't want to vlog or like do anything. I'm wondering if it has something to do with my running. I don't know how it would, unless I'm like hunching up when I'm running or something. I don't know. It's Christmas Eve. I think we're gonna do some baking today, maybe open a couple gifts. My dad wants me to open my suitcase because it arrived and it's not wrapped, and I know what it is, and he wants the ugly box out of there. So I think we're gonna do that. And for now, I'm starving, so I'm gonna go have a bagel. We just took some pictures, and we have to get down to the wire of the advent calendar. Ooh. It's like a candlestick with a face. Look at her. She's beautiful. 28-inch spinner from Samsonite. It's a really pretty rose gold. So I have Sierra's present that she sent me here, and I'm gonna open it on camera. If you listen to the podcast, she gave me a couple hints. She said it has to do with traveling, and it's something that I could add on to in the future, so I honestly don't know what it is. Maybe it's like a travel journal or something. Cute, tiny little card. Look at this little baby card, it's so cute. God, this has so much wrapping around it. Oh, she did a, yes. Oh my god, that's so cute. She made me one of those cute crochet things, and it says Iowa or bust. And it says KVFC 2020, which is something I said on the podcast one time. So that's very, very sweet. And I bet it took a lot of time for her to do this. So I really appreciate it. This is really cute. So thank you, Sierra. Love you. We are making some coffee drinks. We have peppermint mochas here.
Well, this is already, this is a peppermint patty.
Yeah, it's already mixed. Creme de menthe and creme de cacao.
Equal parts and
Okay, well, I'm gonna add equal parts to my coffee drink. Okay, or I could just bump them both at the same time and call it equal parts.
That'll be fun.
Okay, here we go. Well, that was not equal parts. I wasn't going at the same time. That was too much.
So easy to make. It's not like we can't make more.
Is it 1-to-1?
Yep.
More or less. Okay, cheers.
Did you stir it before you put your whip on?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't even taste the alcohol. It's coconut milk.
Wow, good girl.
Delicious. Starting our gluten-free, dairy-free bûche de Noël. She looks so cute. So pale yellow. Looks like hair mousse.
Actually, I think we should probably do
Start
half
mixing
of
it. Ooh. The consistencies
Ooh,
are
look
so
at that.
different.
Whoa.
Wow, looks like modern. Oh, this is a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
We just made this homemade frosting with coconut cream and lots of sugar. Rolling it up.
Yeah, usually you have like a ganache chocolate, a real thick, rich ganache chocolate, and you ice the whole thing and then you make it all look like a log. But this almost looks like a log already.
Okay, this has probably been my most chaotic vlog yet, which is literally so fitting for the end of this vlogmas that I didn't even fully do on this weird year of twists and turns and such. And I feel like half this video is just being me sitting at this desk talking about the same shit. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is gonna end my vlogmas 2020 journey. It is the day after Christmas now. We had a lovely holiday. I really didn't vlog much of Christmas Eve or Christmas with my family, but I was just spending quality time with them and not really worried about vlogging. But we had a great day and I hope you did too if you celebrate. If not, hope you had a great Friday. Hope you had a great Saturday or Sunday when you're watching or whatever the heck. Lots of exciting things to come. I think 2021 is going to be a grand adventure for sure. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me with my job news as I tell you more about it. I fully just didn't expect to get that email while I was already filming, and so I just wanted to document my raw reaction and not just like ignore it and then, you know, tell you guys later when I have a curated, you know, story about what I'm gonna say. So I hope I wanted to bring you guys through this whole journey of job searching and things like authentically, and that was my real reaction. And it was kind of funny to edit, like me looking back at all my whisper yelling and all that. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support and bearing with me in this strange time. I'm probably going to book my flight back to New York very soon, and stay tuned for my next vlog because I'm gonna be vlogging still, and there's just a lot of good things to come and I'm really excited looking to the future, and I hope you are too. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching my vlogmas videos. If you did, if you're new here, subscribe. I'm gonna be vlogging back in New York, maybe even moving, my new job process, all of that. So if you just found this video, thumbs up. That's all I have to say. So love you guys. See you next time.